Will these zodiac men pay your bills? And what are they actually really looking for in a woman? Okay, we already did water signs, so I guess I want to get into earth signs so bad. I'm gonna do earth signs. Okay, we're gonna start strong off with Capricorn. Capricorn is happy to be by themselves, so I'm gonna let you know now. The moment you mess up, they don't care. They're done. Majority of them, they don't have time. So, you know, time is very precious, ironically, even though they, you know, I guess because Saturn is the ruler of father time, but they like don't like to waste any of their minutes. Like, it's like back in the day when you had your minutes, like, no, baby, I'm hang up on you, not in the mood. Capricorns, you know, if you're well traveled, they really do enjoy that. But they like their women to be, you know, have their things in line, have their things in order. They don't like a messy woman. You know, if you're behind on, let's just say, like taxes, they're not messing with you. They're definitely not marrying you. They don't, you know, again, every sign is different. You know, so other people have different placements, so this might not work for everybody. We all know that, but I'm just talking generically. Capricorns like somebody extinguished, like put together. Doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be looking like the baddest bitch in the room, but you need to be put together majority of the time in your mind as well. They're big softies, so if you can get them to open up at any point, they are now going to cling to you and y'all might just be bonded for life. But don't give them the ick. What is Capricorn's icks? Millions. So you're just going to have to figure that out. Are Capricorn men going to pay the bills? Some of them will pay your bills, okay? This is the one sign where you might get it, but that's going to take some time. You have to build that relationship with Capricorn. They're not just going to pay your bills right off. You know, this isn't, they'll pay for the first day, but it's not like, I'm going to pay for your gas too because you got here. No, baby, you're paying for that on your own. This is your time. This is your business, not mine. Your gas in your car has nothing to do with me. Your Uber has nothing to do with me. They like, I would say Capricorn's type is like a mother that has her shit together in her 40s but does not have kids. I know it doesn't make sense. Capricorns don't make sense either, baby. But that is like, if you could put that together, like a motherly woman that has her shit together in her 40s, her mind's right, her brain, you know, everything. That's what a Capricorn man is looking for, okay? But he's not looking for somebody who, you know, is begging for him to do everything. Like, they don't like that. So if you are kind of established and then, you know, you might fall on hard times, they will be there to help you out. I can't say that for every other earth sign. Okay, now we're going to go on to Taurus men. Taurus men will pay. They'll pay every bill you have. And you said you need to get your nails done? And you said you needed what? Baby, they'll do it all. If you're the right one, if you've been there, if you've been rocking, if you've been loyal, if you've been coming through, if you've been supportive, okay, yes. They do like their women to look good, but they like a very clean look on a woman, which is kind of interesting. They don't mind when you pop out and you do, you know, 2016 makeup, but that better not be your everyday routine or they're not going to mess with you. You know, they like you in a nice black cocktail dress put together, but that should not be your everyday. They still appreciate you in your sweats with a crop top and your hair up, you know, with maybe a little blush on and some little eyeshadow, a little mascara. Like, they're still like, ooh, you know, they will still jump your bones like that. And if you are having a hard time, Taurus is still going to help build you up to get you back to the point. Let's just say, you know, your weave is fucked up or whatever, you know, something is wrong and you just don't have the money and you're dating them and you be honest, it's over. Taurus men love honesty. If you can be honest with them, they're going to fuck with you. Those are the ones. Pay the bills. So honestly, Taurus is really easy. Loyalty, you listen to them, you hear them out, especially if you buy them. Let's just say they love a $1 Million Man cologne and you buy them a $1 Million Man cologne. They're in love. You did this for me. You heard me. You listened. You know, and they're already interested in you. That's gonna tie them down. So they love gifts. So, you know, sprinkle it occasionally. You know what I mean? Not a Virgo man. I don't want to talk about them. Virgo men ain't paying shit. They'll split. They'll 50-50. The Virgo men is the men that are on the podcast talking about 50-50. That's what, yeah. No shade, but all shade. Virgo men will have you raggedy. They don't fucking care. You can have a stain on your shirt all day. They won't say nothing. I probably think the only thing they'll probably talk about is if you had your period and it's stained. Like, excuse me, the only time they'll really talk about a stain is if, like, it's a double stain. Like, you know, let's say you had Coke on your shirt, you gave them a hug, and then they have Coke on their shirt. Now they're like, dang, you got Coke on my shirt from your shirt. Like, that's when you'll know there's a stain there. They don't care if you look nice. They like it, but they'll, you know, a lot of Virgo men don't want you to look too nice, because then that changes the standard for them. So if you're looking too nice, then they're going to be like, well, damn, now I have to step it up. Now I got to do this. I don't want to do this. Don't fall for it. If you want to look nice, dress nice. If you want to be nice, do, you know, Virgo men come with a lot of control and a lot of complaints. They come with a lot of, like, critiquing. So they will constantly be telling you, I don't even need to tell y'all what y'all need to look like, because they're going to tell you. They do like the distinguished look with your hair slicked back, glasses, like, you know, the typical, you know, they probably like you in work attire. They're very basic, baby. And they don't care if their woman is, like, the worst dressed. Like, you know, other men be like, you're not wearing that. We going out with our friends. You finna put on this, and that. They don't care. You can wear sweats to the table at a nice restaurant. They're not going to say a word. Because, again, they don't want the bar raised for them, so they really don't care what you look like. They do care about, like, basic things like skincare. I've noticed that, like, as far as, like, they like people who don't have any scars or marks or anything like that on their face. But when it comes to hygiene, I've actually found that a lot of Virgo men don't care. And that's kind of shocking. You would think, but they don't care 100%. Like, yeah, they like you to smell good. But, like, if you're just, you know, I'm going to put on the same clothes I had on when I showered, they don't care. They do not. That's what I'm saying. They will literally have you raggedy, because it then changes the standard for them, which they don't want. They want their own standard. You know, Virgo likes to critique, but they don't like to, a lot of Virgos don't like to initiate change within themselves, but they will tell you the change that you need to make yourself better. Because that's the whole point of Virgo, is to, you know, better other people's lives. But they don't want to better, a lot of Virgos don't want to better their own lives. I don't want to say they don't, but, you know, yeah. You know, Virgos are kind of like Capricorn. So it's like, if you have a good job, you're taking care of your bills, you're very well-rounded to a point, like, you know a lot about a lot of different subjects. They like that. You know, Virgo men, you know, you could just attract them intellectually. It don't matter. Like, I mean, this shirt naturally has holes in it, but, like, yeah, like, you could catch a Virgo man with a bad weave. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say that for a Libra necessarily. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they don't know, they don't know. But, like, the typicals, like, that's not gonna work. Like, Cancer or Capricorn, no, that's not gonna work for them. So, you know, they're very laxed. So if you want a laxed man, get your Virgo.